What's up everybody, Whack4863 here, and today we're going to cover some of the Testlive content. Now before we get into the actual video, I do want to say that this is Testlive content and is subject to change. We're going to cover the new role system, we're going to cover some combat, and we're going to cover really just some speed and handling things with the new mounts. So let's jump right into it. Here we go. Let's look at roles. So if you guys have been following along with my videos, you know that I wasn't sure on the new role system. So what I want to do is give you a comparison both in length and time for this role system. Now this is currently live content that you're watching, and we are testing both the distance and the time that it takes in order to roll out of the way and get a full set of rolls in. So this is 7 foundations that you're seeing on the ground here, and let's get into the new Testlive content. And as you'll see, we lose about a whole foundation there. Now the time difference here, you'll see and you'll notice, isn't much different, 5 seconds on both of those. However, I wasn't spamming the roll button, so I will show that to you a little bit later. And here we are in heavy armor. This is what I really wanted to see. And as you can see, they all end up in just about the same place. So the roll length is the same across all of them. You can see you lose just about a foundation going from the light armor roll to the new armor roll. However, the speed difference if you're spamming is absolutely insane. Almost 3 seconds speed difference. So let's see what this means in combat. So today we're going to be picking on the Red Mother. This is my attributes that I'm going in with. You will see that it is very similar to my attributes on the Testlive. And this is the Thrall that we're taking. She does have the Sword of Crom. The difference with this is going to be that the new Thrall in the Testlive is level 20 and does have different perks and things, so that's going to be a change. What you need to watch is both the time and the rolling system. Now I've said in future videos that the rolling in the Testlive is not going to be a get out of jail free card. However, I do think the new system is pretty darn good. Sorry for the sandstorm here, guys. This is unofficial on PS4, so there's really nothing that I can do to stop that. So let's get into this fight here, and the weapons that I'm using in both of these are the Hammer of Crom and the Act of Violence. Now I do throw a shield into the mix on the Testlive version, so when we get to that, just understand that I'm using a different mechanic during that, and I'll point out and talk a little bit more about that once we get to that fight. Now, what do I think about the roll system in general? Because I know I said that I wasn't sure I was going to be a fan of it until I got a chance to play with it. And honestly, guys, it's a lot better than I expected. Is it a game changer? Yes, I think it's going to change the game. Specifically, I think it's going to change a lot of combat situations in the game because it is not the get out of jail free card. You can't just roll out of the way in 2 seconds and be far away from the enemy. So as you can see, what I'm trying to do with the roll in this one is actually roll under some of the hits. Instead of trying to get as far away from the hits as I can, what I'm now trying to do is time my rolls in order to roll under the hit, basically giving myself a moment of armor or a moment of iframes where I'm not gonna get hit. So a minute 52 on that one. Let's get into the Testlive one, and here you go. Here is my setup again. I am gonna eat some fish and apply some war paint just like I did for the live version. Let's go ahead and do that now. And There are my attributes. Like I said, pretty much exactly the same as they were on the live version. Now, my Berserker obviously is quite a bit different, a lot more hit points. I've given it the cooked pork rinds because it's going to actually use those to heal throughout the battle. And here are the stats that this particular thrall has. Now, you can see that we actually are 0 in survival, or +1 from the armor, and then we are +5 for strength, simply because we lost some points and gained some points throughout those stats. So it's an interesting system, the new stat system. I haven't gotten into it enough to really comment on it, but that video will be coming later on. Now, as you can see, I've done a couple of rolls where I have totally avoided taking damage, even though I've stayed inside the zone for the hitbox. I gotta be honest with you guys, I really like the new roll. Not only does it look more realistic and gives you a little bit more control and feel of realism, but I think that it makes a lot of sense. I think the change makes a lot of sense. I think the fact that you aren't getting hit when you're in that roll is actually really cool, and exactly what the game needed, more than the spam circle to get out of jail free, or spam the roll button to get out of jail free. Now, I do think that the game will the combat system is going to change to more of a single-handed weapon and a shield, because you don't have that ability to get away quick. So I think you're going to see a lot more shield gameplay. Now, something to take note of is the icons above my thrall's head. Not only does it have the increased damage buff from the food that it is eating, but it is also healing as it's consuming that food. So not as many healing arrows being expended. Now, I have noticed that they continue to consistently eat food, and I'm gonna have to pull the thrall out of the floor there because she's a little bit bugged. But back to the food, they do just continue to consume until their health is back to full. So it may be a bit much. Now, we're at 2 minutes almost flat right there. We were at a minute 50 on the other one, or a minute 52 on the other one, but I did have to pull the thrall out of the ground. So I don't think time-wise, I don't think we changed anything there. And you can see, obviously, no god mode, no cloak, anything like that. I thought that was important to show you. If you remember, we started with 49 pork rinds when we started this, and she is still eating. Let's go ahead and shoot her with a healing arrow just to get her finished up, so that I can show you that she does actually stop consuming food. Although, just in that amount of time, she ate 2 more pieces of food, which is a lot. So the last thing that I want to touch on here, guys, is just the speed of the horse. And in my opinion, the feline animals are one of the fastest and most difficult to get away from. So we're just going to do some tests on being able to outrun them. And obviously, initially, he wasn't even interested. So let's go back and try this again, just kind of see what happens. I'm going to give it a little bit of a better shot here. There we go. All right, so can I then outrun this saber-tooth if I go full-on sprint? And let's just see what happens here, guys. I am gaining space on him, and it looks like, oh yeah, we've lost him. He's done for. He's not going to catch up. Here's a mammoth. Let's go ahead and do the same with you here, buddy. Yeah, he's not even going to have a chance to catch up. So the mount is definitely a good way to outrun other things in the wild. I did notice, and I'll show you that here real quick. Let's cut over to this. Surprisingly, the elk are wicked fast here, guys. So here's an elk. We're gonna run past it, and look at this guy. He is able to hold pace with my mount. So Little bit of distance there, but really not a whole lot. Like the saber-tooth is giving up, but this elk is like right after me. So I guess I'm not surprised by this. I mean, you know, elk and horses probably about the same speed in real life, but I was just really surprised by the fact that the elk was about the only thing I've found that's been able to keep up with me. So I'm going to continue searching for different things that may be able to catch you on a mount. And I've got a lot of more videos coming for you guys. Definitely going to do some testing with another person with mounts and kind of see how the mounted combat player versus player is going to kind of look. How much damage do we do to each other, everything like that. So keep your eyes out for those videos. But these elk are freaking awesome, man. Like, they are after me hardcore. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed making it. I'll catch you next time. Peace.